Hello, everybody. I hope you liked that special introduction music to Queer Games. Heck yeah! My occasional vodcast where I play through a queer game. I usually do it as part of the Queer Games Festival, but today we have a very, very special episode. In fact, the Queer Games Festival was about 3 months ago. And the last game I played was about 3 months ago, so I'm incredibly rusty. I haven't done this for a while. What's there to report? Festival went really well. Really high quality games. They're really entertaining. You should check them out. I had a couple of favorites, but I love them all equally. I actually have some favorites, but check them all out because they're all really good. Um, what else has been happening? Oh, I'm moving. If you've been following Queer Games, heck yeah, you'll know that my time in this place is up. So I'm packing. I'm out in just a couple of days. It's all good. I'm quite excited about the move. I know I'm moving someplace pretty cool, I think. But I don't like to talk about myself on stream. That's the way it is. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a private man. I have the dignity of Queen Elizabeth II from, season 1 and 2 of The Crown, not the later seasons. Right, what is Queer Games Heck Yeah? Well, Queer Games Heck Yeah is where we play through queer games. I love queer games. I think they're at the forefront of gaming. Like the trends you see in queer games today, you'll see in mainstream gaming tomorrow. Focus on like contemporary storytelling, focus on well-rounded characters, the mental health of the player, post-humanism, queer mechanics, non-violence, all that sort of stuff. It's a really exciting field. The fact that it's often autobiographical or semi-autobiographical, I think that's really interesting in games. I'm not saying mainstream games don't do it. They do it, but just not in the proportions. So, queer games are really having a moment at the moment, so you should really be excited about the scene. Who am I? I'm Luke Miller. I make games over the years. I have a new one to show, which is what I thought I'd play through. I mean, I really am very rusty at this, so bear with me. I don't even know if the audio levels are good. I don't have the whole rigmarole. I mean, the best I could do for you was the keyboard intro, which I always wanted to do in Queer Games Heck Yeah, but I never had time. Um, let's get into it, maybe. Maybe? Can we? Let me figure out how I'm doing this. Oh, where is it? There it is. Okay. I've just got to adjust some stuff. All right. OscarWildeCard. How exciting. I mean, if you're watching this on Twitch, I don't have the chat open because I don't have my whole setup. Half of it's in boxes. But if you're on YouTube, you can always leave me a comment. If you're watching this on Steam, leave me a comment somehow. I don't know how you would, but whatever. What are we doing? We're playing OscarWildeCard. This is super fresh. Literally, the code is still... I haven't even checked it in the latest commit into Git. That's how fresh this code is. What are we looking at? Okay, we're looking at the demo. So for the month leading up to the release of the game, as part of Steam Next Fest, you can play a demo of OscarWildeCard, which is just a tutorial and a sort of like a vertical slice of the game, like a little sort of sampler that gives you some cards, but not all of them. And it doesn't let you build your own decks. What have we got? Right, well, I mean, first things first, I've worked on a couple of games over the years, My Ex-Boyfriend, The Space Tyrant, Escape from Pollution Planet, The Beat, The Miss Fisher Murder Mysteries, that was me, well, I wrote them. Something really exciting about this game is they got to work with Joe Phillips again. He's a comic book artist, well, a general artist from America, who, worked on me with my first game, My Ex-Boyfriend, The Space Tyrant, and he's an idol of mine, I love him so much. And he deigned to work on this one with me again, which is very exciting. So, all the character art is done by him because he's like the most amazing person ever. And I did The Beat, which is my previous game, which is kind of a lot more serious and heavy-handed. And so with OscarWildeCard, I just wanted to make something a bit lighter. Yep, well, this is the intro. You can play it through all yourself. I just want to get to the actual game. So basically, the summary of the game is that you've moved into this apartment block, and you want to get to the top of the place by socializing. But there's a fellow in your way called OscarWildeCard, and for some reason he doesn't like you, which will become apparent as you play up the apartment building at the different levels. The story will unfold. And so the way you fight is you have to host a better dinner party than he does, and each guest is a card, and you play the cards, and the cards have different combinations. Should we play the tutorial? I don't know. It's like I know how to play the game, but you probably don't know how to play the game. Okay, maybe I will be the tutorial, so we don't need to play the tutorial. So each there's only 2 levels in the demo, but the full version has like 13 levels in the story mode and like another bunch in the challenge mode. And of course, you can play like sandbox mode. So yeah, you go to pick your level. You've got a couple of choices, but let's go straight into it. Straight into it, he says. We're like 10 minutes into this stream. Yes, Oscar's there to taunt us a little bit. Right, so this is the table, and we've got our cards. As you can see, it's a pretty standard card game, but we've tried to come up with some sort of cool rules and ways to do it. What's it given us? So in this game, you've only got like 26 or 27, but in the full game, you've got like 60, and you can pick and choose which ones are in your deck. Okay, let's play a card. So we're just playing a first guest, Angel Oscar 2. He starts off with 1 point, but then well, we'll get to that. I don't know how loud all that was. It could be very loud. Well, I was going to describe Angel Oscar 2, but he got kicked off the table. Alright, maybe we should have done the tutorial. Well, okay, we're going to have our revenge, but we'll talk it through this time. Okay, so here's a card, CEO Oscar 2. So all the guests are variations of, well, they're Oscar in disguise, maybe. Well, maybe not. I mean, I don't want to give away, his style. So each card has a point. In this case, CEO Oscar 2 has 1 point, and when you place it on the table, its effects come into play. So in this case, if we play CEO Oscar 2, it will bump the diagonal left guest, so the guest to the upper left. And bumping means that they'll be removed from the table. And that's what CEO Oscar, that's what the AI did to us. They bumped our card off the table with CEO Oscar 1. So we're going to repay the favor by bumping CEO 1. And so our score has gone up by 1 point, and theirs will go down by 1 point because they just lost their point. Alright, and as you play the cards, depending on what's happening, the cards may talk a little to each other. They may talk to you, they may talk to each other. And it's just kind of meant to be a fun little, because it's a dinner party. Don't know if you have dinner parties. I mean, you can just call it friends coming around for dinner. You don't need like, napkins or anything. I'm trying to think of any amusing dinner party related stories I have. Not really. Only that with my very first boyfriend, I used to cook dinner parties all the time. But then when we broke up, all the people that came to the dinner parties stayed his friends because I was always in the kitchen cooking, and he was always the one entertaining them. No good deed goes unpunished. Alright. Let's play Loud Uncle Oscar 2. So, I really love this character, Uncle Oscar. He's the only card in the demo that you play on the opposite side, because he's kind of unpleasant to be around. And his effect is that he actually blocks the seat next to him, because no one wants to sit next to him. So what we've done by playing Uncle Oscar is we've sort of taken up 2 of their slots, because he also gives 0 points, which is not much. Alright, let's play Snow Oscar, our little ski bunny. Now if you look at the cards, some of the cards have these joins on the side, these sort of yellow segments, and they vary from card to card, but these are called joins, and if they're complementary, you get a bonus point. So we see here, CEO Oscar 2 has the side join, and Snow Oscar has the side join here. So when we sit them next to each other, we get that incredibly loud noise, but they're attracted to each other. Avalanche. Alright. So they each get a bonus point. But then also, we had the effect of Snow Oscar, which was to randomly shuffle the guests on their side of the table. But the random didn't really do anything because I guess it just wasn't random enough. I mean, it had a 50-50 chance of switching them, but it didn't. Alright, so what's the state of the play at the moment? So Oscar's on 4 points, and we're on 4 points. We've blocked their spot for another 2 turns. We've got 2 high-scoring cards. Like, 2 points is pretty good. They're on a couple of 1-pointers. They're going to have to get rid of those. But we're running low on cards, so we'll deal, I think. And that will just fill us back up to 5 cards. Oh, okay. Oscar has played their wild card. I mean, maybe doing the tutorial was probably a good idea, because it's pretty random what's happening if you've never seen it before. But that's Oscar Wildcard. Alright, so at the end of each table, there's your wildcard slot, and you can place, at any time, you can place one of your cards there, and you can only do it once. And when you do it, they transform into a wildcard, and that means they get extra bonuses. And so if you hover on the slot, it'll show you the bonus. So if we look at Angel Oscar 2, if you play it as a regular guest, we get one extra point from a random guest. But if we play them in their wildcard slot, all of our 2-pointers will get an extra point. And actually, that's actually really good. So I am going to take a risk and play our wildcard now. It's a bit early, because it also gives them a point. That's the danger. But now we're on 7, which is pretty good. 2 3-pointers. That's very good. So the AI is now dealing their card. We've got a bump if we really want. We can bump a guest. That's pretty good, but we could only bump the 1-pointer. That's not so great. Oh, we could remove the oeuvre. Oh, we've got another Uncle Oscar. Okay, we're probably going to play that, but while we're here, I will kind of point out the oeuvres. So some cards have these symbols at the top. Beauty, art, power, and wealth. And they kind of they're a sort of rock, paper, scissors kind of effect. You know, where like wealth seduces art, and beauty seduces wealth, and power seduces art. You know, it's a little bit complicated. I'm kind of still working on it a bit. I may cut it down to like 2 oeuvres, but then it's a bit similar to the joint thing. Look, you don't need to hear my internal monologue. The game's perfect. It's well worth your money. You should give it a go. It's not my job to tell you what's wrong with it. But it's a balance thing. That's why I'm really excited about this game, is because a lot of my games have been very sort of narrative driven, and this one is very gamey. Like, I really wanted to make something that's just kind of like a game. And it's just a kind of different experience to writing a narrative, where in this game, like, sometimes a card can be overpowered or underpowered, and so you'll adjust it up or down as a programmer, which is pretty exciting, which is pretty fun to do. But I'm not always the best judge of that. So if you actually do play OscarWildeCard and you come up with a build that is like unbeatable, let me know and I'll nerf it. But then why would you let me know if you've got an unbeatable build? I don't know. It's a tough one. Right, let's play Dear Uncle Oscar. Oof. I think that audio is very loud. But that's alright. Oh, okay, so we played it, it took a point off the Devil Oscar, but then, because it was kind of taking 2 points off the AI has discarded it. So we're on 7, they're on 5. I think we're in good shape. Like, those 2 cards of theirs, Uncle Oscar and Devil Oscar, are dead in the water. What about us, though? We've got like 2... The problem is we have used up our wildcard slot on a 1-pointer, but it was worth it. Alright, let's remove... So the oeuvres can be pretty dangerous to us. But in this case, yeah, they don't affect each other, because art and beauty, you know, they're kind of complementary, so they don't kind of attack each other. But let's... oh no, do we have a join anywhere? Well, we don't want to help them out by bumping the devil. We'll save this guy for here, because then whatever they play there, we can bump, maybe. Right, let's put this here, because then we also get a point, 2 points from the join. Alright, we're cruising. Ooh, uh-oh. they've played an avalanche card. And that's going to shuffle them. That could be good for us. Oh, okay, no, it's good for them. Okay, well, they're on 8 points. We could have killed the Devil Oscar with that. Alright, let's... Bumping a 2-pointer is pretty good. Let's do that. We're like 2 cards away from winning. Okay, that's good. It's meant to be kind of a casual game, you know, just like a 5-10 minute little battle. And then as, you know, and as you move up the building... Ooh. I'm kind of scared of how loud that sound is. If you're familiar with Queer Games Heck Yeah, you'll know that I never get the audio levels right. For all I know, you can't even hear this at the moment. Yeah, so as I was saying, it's just they're meant to be 5 to 10 minute battles, and you play up the apartment block, and you know different levels have different strategies, and you know your deck that might work on one level might not work on the next. You know, I've tried to keep it entertaining and interesting and mix it up. So you know, for some, there's like one level that's really focused on the oeuvres. You know, and so if you've got a deck that's like where you've avoided that, you're in for a bad time. Or you know, there's a deck where it's like almost all Uncle Oscars, and so you're trying to really have the worst dinner party of all time. So we lost a point somewhere. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, was it because they swapped or something? Bump. No, randomly shuffle. Oh, swapped. So, oh yeah, so they took one of our 3-pointers. So we've lost a point. Oh, I thought we were going to win. And now we actually can't win off this card. Oh, the AI is pretty good in this. I'm pretty pleased with it. Like, it's not perfect, the AI. Like, it doesn't play the game to the end and then come back and pick the winning moves. It just kind of does its best with the cards it's got. But it's pretty smart about it. Like, it can tell what's a good card to play against you. And it looks, you know, a turn ahead. Well, it kind of looks like it gets an impression of the future, which is pretty good. So it's like, you know, it's pretty good. It doesn't do much cheating either. Well, it doesn't do any cheating, but it has different decks as well. So it's kind of like, you know, the deck you've got may not always work against it. Now, if we can get 2 points here, we've won. So basically, we just want a join. Alright, I think this will be good. Alright, boom. Victory for us. You defeated me. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Clearly you cheated. And you know, Oscar, he's mean, but he's like, you know, harmless mean. Like, I don't want the game to be like cruel. It's kind of meant to be fun. So Oscar Wilde, he is like OscarWildeCard. He is always like poking you and prodding you, but in like, you know, a good-natured way. And you may or may not end up as friends at the end anyway. I'm not, you know, depending on how you play it. Alright, to battle then. We'll give one more go, and then we'll go, because this is just meant to be like a little sampler. I'll go a bit fast this time. Okay, let's block their side. We've all got a loud Uncle Oscar, right? I mean, they may not be your uncle, but you know what I mean. No, we don't need that. Ooh, oh, okay, we've got 2 of these. Oh, I love that harp sound. You know, I got the keyword. I didn't do the harp sound. I always thought if I had unlimited time and money, I would buy a giant harp and just sit in the corner of my living room just going... So it's not meant to be. The best I can do is a MIDI keyboard. Rotate friends. Alright, I hope... So we're going to play Angel Oscar 2. I hope they give a random point to our other card so that we've got a 3-pointer. Because then that's like the anchor for the whole side. good. Rotate, randomly shuffle. And it's pretty bug free. That's the other thing about this game. I've worked pretty hard to make sure it's like pretty good. I think some of the sound effects maybe play at the wrong time, but you know, that'll be fixed on launch. Maybe. Okay, we've got another Angel Oscar 2. Okay, if this gives it to our Angel Oscar 2 that's on 3 points, I'll be very happy. The drawback to these cards, right, though, is that they don't have any joins. So they're good starter cards, but like as you enter mid-game, they kind of become less powerful. Oh, okay. Because you can't win with just 1 point cards. You kind of got to... Oh, no. Oh, no. They Uncle Oscar'd us. That's okay. What can we do? We're going to have to... Okay, we'll get rid of Uncle Oscar. So you can use your turn to discard a card. Oh man, we're kind of in danger of losing this one. Randomly shuffle opponent seats. That could be good. We can bump opposite card. That's only a 1 pointer though. This is kind of drastic. I think... What? Oh, no. Alright, this is what I mean about the Angel Oscar 2 kind of being not as good in the mid-game. Because I would love to get rid of one of their 2 pointers. So I'm going to discard. I don't know if we're going to have time though. The thing is, their side of the board is filling up as well, so... Oh no. Minus 1 point on... Okay, well, that's okay. Not so painful. He kind of wasted his wildcard slot there. This is going to put us back in the game. We're going to bump their devil. Alright, great. So that's taken a bit of the heat off us, because they're on 10 out of 12, now they're down to 7. And we replaced our 1 pointer with no joins with a 1 pointer that's got joins, so that just kind of gives us a bit more flexibility. Randomly shuffle friendly guests? No, we don't want to do that. Rotate friendly guests clockwise by 1 seat. Yeah, I like that one. Alright, let's do that. So this is going to move our cards around. I love the card art. Joe's just done... he's just so good. You know, it's not just that he's good at it, he just has a sense of humor about it as well. Like, look at the shoulder pads on his CEO. He went straight for like 1980s CEO, which I love. His NB is beautiful. And his little touches, you know, like the finger and the belt. It's just so good. And also, he's got a nice eye for guys. Like, I'm not going to deny, that is a nice shoulder. Alright, where are we at? Randomly shuffle, friendly guess. I always think Snow Oscar is kind of like an emergency card to play. Maybe it needs to be buffed a little. Just because it's like, whenever I got Snow Oscars, I'm a bit like, oh, what can I do with these guys? Like an emergency, if you want to try and break them up, the opposite side. Oh, okay, well, we just... Oh, okay, no, okay, that's great. Okay, you're probably going, what the hell just happened there? I think my eardrums just blew out. That was the oeuvres at work. So we look here, CEO Oscar 2 is wealth, and Wilde MB1 is artistic. And so wealth has seduced the artist. And what happens when that's seduced is they start to give 0 points. Until that link is broken. So the way to break that is to move the cards, or remove the cards, or remove the oeuvres. And can we do that? So now if we played our Snow Oscar, that would probably move MB. If we played Snow Oscar 2, that would probably move CO Oscar 2 away. Playing MB2 would rotate the cards as well. Or we could play our Oscar 2 and remove the left Uvra. Okay, we'll do that. Because it's also a good link. Now, if this works, if it's not too buggy, all right. That almost worked. Okay, they're unfortunately a little bit of a bug. I told you this code was super fresh. It's ended the Oeuvre, but it hasn't released our Wilde MB. So unfortunately, we're not getting the points for that. Damn, that's painful. All right, let's shuffle and see what happens. Okay, good. That released our card. Okay. But it broke the link, so we got them back, but we don't get the attraction point. And we go straight back into being seduced. Oh, but then they just got released again. Okay, that's good. In fact, now it should go the other way. Because, there we go. Okay. It had to think about it for a bit. Okay, so the cards got shuffled, Snow Oscar got freed, and then in a twist of fate, our Wilde MB, because they're artistic, they seduce power. And so that Wilde MB2 is no longer given points. And that actually really helped us out, because they were on 9 points otherwise. Okay, so we're on 6. We're quite behind, and our table's quite full. And frankly, all of these cards are pretty useless. Do we have a wild card that we can do? We can rotate the wild cards, we can shuffle the work, we can avert the oeuvres of friendly seduce guests. Okay, none of those are useful for us at the moment. Let's... the thing is, I'd get rid of Angel Oscar 2, but it's like... because it's got no joints, but it's on 2 points, which is pretty good. And I would get rid of MB, but it's actually helping us out. Okay, let's get rid of CEO. So as you can see, it's like, even though it kind of looks simple, I like to think there's a bit of strategy to it, and each game is quite different. You know, some of them are very quick, which is pretty fun, but then some of them can kind of, you think you're about to win, but then you get pulled right back. Because it's like only to 12 points, so it's a bit like soccer in that regard. It's like, you can get ahead, but how far ahead are you really? And in the full game, you can, you know, craft your own decks. Have I done the hard sell enough? Buy this game is what I'm saying. Because, you know, your support is what makes it happen. And it lets me make another one after this. Well, I'd love to make another game. Rotate guests. Shuffle opponent guests. That's less useful for us. Yeah. Alright, let's play this. Yeah, that was a good one. Okay. Oh no, they stole our guest, and they won because of it. We were behind the 8 ball on that from the very beginning. That was a tough one. You're more of a home delivery kind of person. Ouch. Ouch, Oscar. Should we play one more? I don't know. It's like... I've won one, I've lost one. Okay, I'm going to play one more. I'm going to play it really fast though. Because I really want to see who is like the champion of the world. Because, oh, by the way, this is the World Championship match. Like, if I win this, I am the greatest OscarWildeCard player in the world. Until someone else, you know, does better. One of the benefits of making your own game is that for a little while, you are the world champion at it. Move, opposite Uvra, Angel. I do like Angel, Oscar 1, who's got joins. Maybe the joins are slightly overpowered, I'm thinking. Like, instead of giving you 1 point for a good join, maybe they should give you like half a point. or only maybe one of the characters should get the point. Because if you play a good join, you can get like 5-6 points out of it, which seems a lot. But you know, you want the games to kind of swivel on a dime. All right, let's play it. I've wanted to make this game for a very long time. Oh no! Oscar. That's very unkind. Can we, okay, we can, oh, that won't help us. Yeah, okay, now this is an interesting one. Maybe this card needs to be changed because it's got an oeuvre, but then it's also removing the opposite oeuvre. So there's kind of no point to having an oeuvre. I'm going to take a little note of that, actually. This has gone from me doing the hard sell, going, oh, look how great this game is, to be like, oh, you know, I'm going to rebalance this. I'm going to fix this bit. Okay, Oscar. Oscarnaut 1. I'm going to say remove oeuvre. And we'll add an oeuvre to a different card. Remove oeuvre and add to a diff card. Perfect. Okay. Alright, well, let's play it anyway. It was seduced for like half a second. Yeah. So something else I quite like about OscarWildeCard, I guess, is that the guests are kind of have like relationships with each other. So sort of the angel and the devil Oscar kind of will taunt each other as you play the game, depending on how they interact. You know, stuff like that. Like it's kind of, it's not just a card game, it's also, it is a dinner party game in a way. Friendly attracted guests? No. Friendly seduced guests? I think we're just gonna have to, oh no, we'll play that. Because they are friends. Alright. Oscar, you know, I've got my friends to play this game, and not a single one of them has laughed at Oscar, but I don't know. Sometimes your friends aren't the best people to play your games, you know. Placed on, oh, let's play that. Oh, but that actually was not so bad for them because of the join. Oh, well, Oscar disagrees. It's like, get off my table, Uncle Oscar. Well, +1 to a... Oh, okay, let's do that. But I'm going to play it in the corner because it's got no join. I was thinking it's a bit dodgy when the guest gives themselves the bonus. It's like... you know, a bit dodgy. Let's do it again. Okay, that's nice. 3-pointer. You know what I say, 3-pointers win games? No! You stole my 3-pointer! Oh no! That was like... That was like my favorite card on my side. This is the moment where I feel the world championship slipping away from me. Like, we've entered the mid-game now. Early game is done. What would a world champion do? I think they would... Oh, what did this do? 3-pointers? No. Invert the oeuvres? No, okay, let's deal. Yeah. Oh, we can bump a card. That's good. We can bump a left card. Alright, let's do that. Phew. Okay. Oh man. Randomly shuffle friendly guess. Okay. was really good for them. Really bad for me. What are we gonna do? I can bump a card. Do I have something that'll just help me, like a wild card? Will that help? Oh, we can invert the oeuvres. So that would turn our CO Oscar 2 into the Seducer. That would give us 2 points. Would it give us 2 points? Yeah, okay. So if you click on the card, it'll show you how its score is being calculated. We're getting 1 base point, and because we're next to Oscar Pride 2, we're getting 2 points. And if you see, it'll actually also show you the little 2 points that you're missing out on up here. But that is a very small font. Okay, so if I played my Oscar Pride in my wildcard slot, I'd get 3 points. That's not enough to win. I could bump all my guests. Let's not do that. Uncle Oscar. Oh, no, that would give them 4 points. We don't want to do that. No, that would help them more than help me. Alright, let's bump... Oh, gosh. Okay, let's take a risk. Let's bump a card. I'm going to kind of emergency play. Okay, that's really good. We're just 2 points away. Alright, I think we've got it. I think we've got it. I'm going to play my wild card. It'll help them out. It'll help me out even more. Yes! I am the world champion at this game, OscarWildeCard. Feels good. Feels good, people. You defeated... Yes, I did, Oscar. You know, I used to play StarCraft 2. I made just like 80,000th in the world, so that was pretty good. But in OscarWildeCard, I can honestly say I'm number 1. There we go. That is the demo for OscarWildeCard. It's reduced. You don't get all the levels. You know, there's a story mode that takes you all the way to the top of the building and reveals some, dark, secrets about the characters in the game. There's also a challenge mode, which is where each level is kind of like wacky and a bit different, and the custom mode. And also, I think the big difference between the demo and the full version is that you can, like, cards will unlock as you play it, and you can craft your own deck. So you don't, you can go in with like 10 cards or 50 cards, and there's about 60 cards in total in the game. But I'm still sorting out the last little bits of that. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed that little snippet of this game. It's a bit of fun. I don't quite want to go because it's like, as I said, it's been like 3 months since I did my last Queer Games Heck Yeah. So it could be like, never again will I be back here, or, well, I certainly won't be back here because I'm moving, but like, I don't want to go. But I think we've had a pretty good luck. We're pretty good fun with it. Thanks for showing up. Oh, wait, I'll play the outro. That's if the USB is still working. Okay, wait a minute. Alright, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time, maybe, on Queer Games. Heck yeah.